There's another story I'd love to share with you. So that one, I am full of thoughts. My mind was going at 1,000 miles an hour. I would think of the future and the events that are coming my way, and I tried to think of all the scenarios. I don't know, my mind just loved doing that. In the past, if ever I would have a conversation with anybody, my mind would just think about it and it'd be like on repeat. And my mind, was making me look here or there, or up or down. If it was shame, I'd be down. If I'd be thinking like possibilities, I'd look up. If I look at the future, I'd look to the right. Past would be the left. And it was driving me nuts because I was not talking to it. I was not there for it, for my ego, for my mind. I was not. It's weird. It felt like I was listening because what it was telling me was somewhat truth and I was behaving like this, but we didn't have a one on one. I thought that they were just thoughts, my thoughts. So why communicate with them? They're mine. They came from me. And then one day, doing a ceremony, and I start doing the Wim Hof breathing really deeply so that I would get high on oxygen, so that I could process my feelings. It was a time where it was very dark, and I was doing these ceremonies to purge, to cry, whatever, so that I could get better. But it was not really working. And then that one particular day, I was having a hard time, like one of the worst of times. And as I was breathing, I was trying to look at my third eye. I was listening to Eckhart Tolle and the power of here and now, and how just looking, and closed my eyes and I couldn't fucking look. I just couldn't look the way I'm looking at the camera right now, just staring at it, and giving it my entire attention. I couldn't do that. I would think of the future, so then as my eyes were closed, my awarenesses would like whoop, whoop, move up and move down, just all over the place. I couldn't stay in the center. I don't know if you can stay in the center, but I couldn't stay in the center. And then a voice from my stomach, and that was a new thing. That's what was special about this story is I heard this voice from below, from my stomach, and it was like from afar. You can't see yourself. That's why you can't stare at this spot as you're doing your breathing and your ceremony or whatever. I was like, what? Really? I can't. And I realized I couldn't. For the life of me, I couldn't. The past, the future, any could take my attention. I start getting angry. I start doing more breathing, and I'm getting more and more upset that I'm unable to just look at one spot. And it was showing me that I never did. All my life, I was never able to look, truly look, without looking away because of shame or just strong emotions, any emotions. I didn't want to look. And then I start breathing and I start screaming at myself. I start crying. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. And all of a sudden, I heard a click, like click. Everything went gold. My eyes closed, and I could stare at that spot. And the voice that was from my stomach that told me that I could see myself was not loud, and it was coming from my stomach. And it was the great mother. She's like, I'm always here. Just look at me. Close your eyes. If there's anything that happens in your life, just look at me, and everything's going to be fine. And since that day, I've been able to look. And when I close my eyes, it's gold. And my mind doesn't have to bother me about the past, the future, shame, or whatever, because to see was such a night and day thing for me. So it really, like, what? the next day when I went to work, I was weird. Like people were looking at me like, "Are you okay? You're looking at me a long time." Couldn't look away. It was the first time I met everybody. Anyways, I was 39 when that happened, and I never looked back. There was a series of events that made it that I could tell when my mind was getting the future or the past like busy, and I no way I'm staying in this golden silent mind state. And I've been here for like 3 4 years, and it's awesome. You go to bed, it's like you're staring at your eyelids. There's no imagination or thoughts or whatever. You can bring creativity and pray or whatever, but it's quiet, and I love it. I want to share. Love you.